lay siege to his apartment every day, or relayed furtive letters, begging for help. He did what he could, but horrified, moved, and guilt-ridden about his own good fortune, he suffered from insomnia and an irregular heartbeat. Here, at Koltushi, he confided to his wife, Serafima, he was less sensitive to all this, and his heart righted itself. Pavlov remained at Koltushi that winter longer than usual, for much of January, laboring over 2 manuscripts. One, entitled Psychology as a Science, radically revised his long-standing view of the conditional reflex and its place in psychology. The other was his attempt to do something for religion in the form of an essay on science, Christianity, and communism addressed to Vyacheslav Molotov, Stalin's right-hand man. For the more than 6 decades since he had defied his father and abandoned the theological seminary for studies at St. Petersburg University, Pavlov's passionate practice of science had dominated and integrated his life. He was an outstanding practitioner of the mechanistic vision and new experimental physiology of the mid-late 19th century. From the 1890s until 1903, he deployed exquisite experimental and surgical prowess, interpretive ingenuity, and an army of co-workers to analyze the digestive system as a purposive and precise chemical factory. His masterful Lectures on the Work of the Main Digestive Glands, 1897, brought him international renown, and in 1904, Russia's first Nobel Prize. That digestive factory, however, was inhabited by a ghost, a psyche, which continually frustrated and, for Pavlov, explained the experimenter's inability to wrest from lab dogs truly factory-like results. He then turned to this ghost itself in the 3 decades of research on conditional reflexes that raised him from a Nobel Prize winner to an international icon. "Only one thing in life is of essential interest for us," he declared as he began this research: our psychical experience. His consistent, oft-stated goal was to address the torments of our consciousness by fusing the objective and subjective realms, that is, physiological processes and the psychological experiences that accompanied them. These 2 realms and their relationship constituted what Pavlov termed higher nervous activity, and by his research, by understanding the psyche in terms of mechanistic, determinist law, he hoped to explain human torments and render them accessible to the palliative force of reason. In his research both on digestion and on higher nervous activity, Pavlov sought precise, consistent, fully determined results in experiments on very complex phenomena in intact animals. A careful experimenter, perceptive observer, and committed truth seeker, he was acutely aware that his results were, in fact, inconsistent. In the digestive research, that awareness had led him to appreciate the great significance of the idiosyncratic psyche. That psyche was itself the explanatory target of his conditional reflexes research, and his attempt to achieve satisfactorily consistent results launched him on investigations of an ever-multiplying set of variables, a constantly expanding range of subjects, including the dynamics and interaction of excitation and inhibition, differing nervous types, constitution and temperament of dogs and humans, the effects of heredity and environment, mental illness, the interaction between individual reflexes and systems of reflexes in the cerebral cortex, and the different ways in which animals make associations between various stimuli. Pavlov's dogs, salivating on cue to a Pavlovian bell, entered international scientific and lay culture, along with the passionate, charismatic, gray-bearded wizard himself, who was pronounced the Prince of World Physiology to a thunderous ovation at the 1935 International Congress of Physiology, which, in his honor, convened in his homeland. Yet here lurked a paradox. As Pavlov's closest scientific collaborator, Maria Petrova, observed, he was pronounced the greatest physiologist of his time.